What's up, Tackle Warehouse fans? Jake here. We're in the Spro booth now. We've got a bunch of stuff to cover, all kinds of exciting baits. I'm with Chris Johnston giving you guys a first look at his new lineup of jigs. So what's the first one we got to talk about?
This is the CJ Flip. I've been working on this with Spro for a little bit. It's a very versatile jig. It's got a unique style head. I love it for fishing grass. You can also fish it around hard structure, docks, and it also comes through timber very well. It's not going to get hung up on you. And what's really special about this jig, it's very small and compact, like a mini jig, but it's got a stout hook so you can use heavy line, still get the fish in the boat, and shouldn't have any problem with it.
I noticed it looks like it's a great all-around jig. I mean, it's a small, compact. It doesn't have that giant gaff hook that you would need 65 in an 8-foot rod to set it. You get around with get away with a flip and stick fluorocarbon, much more compact. And the skirt, I noticed you got hand-tied skirt on there.
Yeah, hand-tied skirt, comes in a variety of colors, and it's got just enough skirt. It's going to give it that nice action in the water.
Yeah.
And this weed guard, it's stiff enough that you're not going to get hung up, but still going to get great penetration in the fish.
Another cool one we got here, I remember we only got a couple of samples of these in the mail. Literally, Sid sent us 2.
Yeah.
So we had one of each.
They're hard to get. I got a few in my boat and they're getting pretty beat up, so I'm waiting on my my new ones too.
Yeah, so we barely even got to take a look at these things. So you got another one here, is a swim jig. Now tell us about this jig.
Again, got a great Gamakatsu hook. What's really special about this one is a light weed guard. Very good for hookup ratio on the fish. I love fishing this around grass, very compact. It's going to catch a lot of fish, and the fish are getting so much pressure. These smaller profile jigs seem to be getting a lot more bites. So that's the key to this one. Runs very true right out of the pack, and yeah, I'm going to catch a lot of fish on this one.
I bet you are. And like you said, this premium components, comes with a Gamakatsu hook right out of the package. I mean, you can't change it on the jig anyway, but it's nice to know that you're getting quality hardware. You have a hand-tied skirt. It's built. You don't have to modify it. It's ready to rock.
Yep.
It's an awesome jig. Chris, thank you for your time here today.
No problem.
We got a bunch more to cover, but if you guys want to check out Chris's jigs, you can pre-order them over at tacklewarehouse.com. Okay, next up from Spro, we got a totally new soft plastic. I'm here with Shin Fukae, a finesse fishing master. If you guys haven't seen any of our vlogs with Shin, I mean, he knows so much detail about finesse style fishing and little tricks and things that you guys would have never even thought of. So we got a new bait. It's called the Craw Nugget.
Yep.
So tell me a little bit about this bait, Shin.
Yeah, people already knew the 5-inch stick bait, right? But this one right here, super heavy material.
It is really heavy material.
Yep, 18 gram, which is a 5/8. So you can cast further. Also, you can fish super deep water. That's the key for this bait.
With no weight.
Yep.
And it's smaller, heavier.
Yep.
So you can get it way away from the boat and it's going to get down there.
Yep. Then also this bait for key is using 20-pound test line.
20-pound test line.
Yeah.
Would have never thought that in a million years. And it's a good thing we had you for the interview because if we didn't, we would be out there with our spinning rods and 6-pound and trying to figure it out and probably losing fish.
Yeah. But when you're using the bigger line, that means going sink faster.
And that's another thing, we would have never thought of that.
Yeah.
So one thing that you can do with these baits is you rig them on a weedless hook, but you mentioned to me that you rig them on a regular round bend or an offset and not a wide gap.
Yeah, because we got the worm slit in it, so you don't need to wide gap.
And with that big a bait, the first thing I would have ever thought about is using a big giant EWG 5/0 hook. But you heard from the man himself, Shin, says use that offset hook and that's going to give you the best performance on this bait. Going to tuck right in there.
Yep.
And fish it deep, fishing on heavy tackle, which is much more fun than fishing on your light finesse gear. So if you guys want to check these out, they're available for pre-order right now at tacklewarehouse.com. All right, up next in the Spro booth, I'm here with Elite Series angler and just phenomenal lure designer John Cruz with a new swim bait, named the MegaloJohn.
That's it. It's the MegaloJohn. It's not the Megalodon. It's the MegaloJohn. It's a 6-inch boot tail harness type swim bait. And actually, the way that this thing happened is that Spro was designing this bait, and they sent it to me for some feedback. And my initial feedback was that it was terrible because the action,
how the first one goes.
The action was not very good. And I said, man, do you want me to fix it? Because we got to change the proportions. So we changed a lot of the proportions. We tweaked the tail a little bit. And then we had to tweak the weight inside of it, tweak the material, and we got this thing to where it kicks like an absolute mule. A lot of head shake in this bait, a lot of tail kick. It thumps really hard, and it's, you know, the mag draft's really kind of like the innovator in this category.
Yeah.
This is a more of a medium diving. The mag draft stays real high in the water column, a little bit more of a finesse style harness bait. This has a lot more thump, a lot more action, probably better for like off-colored water.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get a little bit deeper. So all you scopers out there, you want a harness style bait that's gonna get down a little bit deeper to those 6, 8, 10 foot fish.
Yeah.
This is gonna go right in front of their face.
So that's awesome. I know what you're talking about, you know, trying to get some of those baits a little bit deeper in the water column. That's always pretty difficult.
Yep.
Now, so you're able to get a little bit deeper, and since it's a little heavier, you're probably able to reel it a little faster as well.
You can reel it a little bit faster. If you want to keep it higher in the water column, you can definitely keep it, you know, a foot, 2 feet, 3 feet up under the water's column if you just actually reel it a little bit faster. And on the belly here, it's got a magnet that actually screws in. It comes loose.
Yeah.
And then, so whenever you're gonna put it in, you're gonna like squeeze that belly like that to kind of push it out. And then you can easily screw that magnet in, and then you've got the magnet, so you can just leave it stuck on the bottom, or you can go right under the magnet and then have the two trebles sticking out, whichever way you want to do it.
That's great either way. I mean, I know Sid sent us a sample of this thing, but he didn't send us any directions when we got it, and it was one of those baits that, you know, you walk by in the office and you're like, oh, well, what is that?
Yeah.
You know, what is that bait? And I know, I think for a while we even lost the magnet. We dropped it on the carpet, it was gone for a few days. But I mean, some of the other things on this bait you guys did, the detail with the fins, I mean, it's got a phenomenal profile to it.
When that thing kicks, the fin actually like flops over back and forth. It's kind of unique. I don't know if that was intentional, that fin was on there before I got into the project. But you can fish it on, you know, anything from 15 to 25 pound test, anywhere in that range. And so with 20 pound test or even 18, you can load up on them, reel them in, and just like heave them over in the boat. So it's still got plenty of action even with heavier line. So
especially with that big tail on there, you know, you throw the bigger tackle and you're still going to get plenty of action out of it.
Yep.
What kind of colors you guys have?
There's going to be 8 different colors. This is the pearl white, which is probably going to be the most popular, but there's some beautiful shad colors, some beautiful herring colors, a bluegill color, yellow perch. So
just kind of cover the whole spectrum.
The whole gamut. We tried to cover it all on the initial launch, so we didn't have to kind of like just keep trickling out new colors to fill in gaps.
Every year come out with a color or two, just kind of knock them all out from the get-go.
Exactly.
Well, that's
exactly
awesome.
what we did.
So you can check those out right now. They're available for pre-order. John, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
All right, next up in the Spro booth, I'm here with Brian New, Elite Series stud, and we got a new swim bait that he designed. What we got here?
So this is the Shashimmy swimmer. You know, I live at Lake Murray, blueback herring lakes. Like this is a huge deal on the herring lakes.
Yeah.
But see, that's what it's going to be popular for. That's what people are going to think that this is what this is for, and that it is definitely what that's its key
you
deal.
Built it for like that open water, chasing fish around.
Yeah, but see, like another place where I love doing, you know, throwing this bait is just burning down the bank. Like when you're burning down the bank with a buzz bait or whatever, swimming a jig, this is a bait that I throw a lot. And, you know, because it's fast, I can cover a lot of water, and, you know, it's something that they're not seeing every day.
So are you primarily just burning this bait then?
Pretty much, yeah. I throw it, you know, you reel it pretty fast.
And I see that, you know, you got multiple joints on there, so what kind of action are you getting out of this bait?
So, you know, it's got that tight S-style action.
Like,
you know,
it's not going out real wide.
Correct, and that's why it has 3 joints. You know, some people will call this a 4-joint bait, but it's actually a 3-joint bait that's a 4-piece. Okay. And that extra joint tightens that action up, because a blueback herring doesn't swim like this. They're really tight.
Really tight, really fast. I mean, and you nailed the profile on it. I mean, it looks just like a herring, or even, you know, and you got 2 sizes of it, you know, we found out. So you got, you know, a bigger size and a small size. It's gonna be great for, you know, trying to imitate threadfin or something like that. And hardware on it, what kind of hooks you got on this thing?
So it's coming with number 4 Gamakatsu round bends, you know, quality trebles, quality split rings.
So it's ready to fish right out of the box. You don't need to spend any extra money. You don't need to tinker with it, do nothing like that. All right, super cool. So if you guys want to check these out, these baits designed by Brand New, you can check them out on tacklewarehouse.com. They're available for pre-order right now. Well, welcome back to the Spro booth. We got Sid here. I mean, expert bait builder, bait designer. We got all kinds of cool stuff to go over. Now, this is one I haven't got to see. You know, I didn't do all the Spro tracking this year.
Yeah.
And, I was covering other brands, so this is totally new. I haven't got to see this one. You guys snuck this one in here. So what is the name of this guy?
This is a 5-inch Helix stick, and it's it's extra soft plastic with heavy salt in there, and it's made in the United States.
Yeah.
It's from some of our friends down in Alabama. This bait actually is a very versatile bait. You can Texas rig it, you can also wacky rig it, or Neko rig it.
Do all kinds of stuff with it. So since it's loaded with salt, I can feel it. I can feel the
Yeah,
salt
no,
coming
it's
out
like
of this
actually
plastic.
coming out on my hands.
Yeah,
right
I
here,
can feel it too. And so when this thing's gonna go down, you're gonna get that nice wiggle action.
Yeah.
Is that those ribs on there? I'm guessing that's gonna probably catch a little bit more water for
Yeah,
you.
moves a little bit more water, the fish can find it.
Yeah.
Also, you've got this little tail that shakes like that. So when you're pulling this, the little tail's gonna sit right there. So we've caught a ton of smallmouth on it, spots, largemouth, everything. It's been a good little versatile bait.
Probably gonna be dynamite on a shaky head too, with
Yes.
that little tail on there.
And it's got the weight so you can cast it.
Yeah, exactly. You're
yeah.
not gonna, put that, weightless worm on there and blow the reel
Yeah,
up. It's got a little
yeah.
extra weight on it. No problem throwing it on bait casting equipment.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, phenomenal new worm here from Spro Lures. If you guys want to pre-order them, check them out at tw.com. And up next, I'm here with Mike McClellan, and we're here to talk about a new Topwater from Spro. It's the new Haint walking bait.
Yes, it is.
All right, give us the rundown on this bait.
So this is the new 125 Haint, and it's an incredible topwater. I mean, I know that we've had a lot of topwaters over the years, but Spro has done their research and the right job on this. It's a 3-hook bait, number 4 Gamakatsu's, 3/4 ounce bait, throws extremely well, sets pretty level in the water, so it walks extremely good. Loud knock. I mean, this thing has got a loud knock to it.
Yeah, it does.
So it's a bait that will draw them up from a long ways.
And when you showed me this bait, one, being a 3/4 ounce, that thing's gonna fly through the air. You get a little weight transfer in there. But like you said, that knock in there is gonna draw them out from a super long ways away. And everything from Spro, it's got the Kamakatsu hooks on it from the factory, right out the box. Is there any lakes that in particular you're looking forward to using this one at?
Well, fortunately, I got to throw this at La Crosse a couple years ago in the prototype state. Caught
Before
them there.
anyone had it.
Before anyone had it.
Yeah.
I've kept it since then, and everywhere that I pull a topwater out, it's the bait I go to. Actually going to La Crosse next week, but our Clearwater lakes, Table Rock, Bull Shoals, when those fish get out and suspend over bait, this is a bait that's going to get it done. And when you go to those herring lakes, those fish
big
like
time.
that
Especially
loud
this
knock.
time of the year too.
Yeah.
So you'd be able to get out there and like I always said, when they come up school and they always seem like they're just out of casting distance, and that bait's
with this.
And that bait's gonna help you get there. You might run out of line before by the time it ends flying through the air out there.
And the other thing is we've got colors for every aspect. We've got 13 colors, so you're
Which is
not going to
awesome.
be without a color that you need. Everything from chrome to translucent to gill colors, we've got it covered.
Got your bone colors and your chromes and all that stuff. So it's awesome. Got every color you need. If you guys want to check it out, it's available for pre-order right now, tacklewarehouse.com. All right, next up from Spro, we got a whole new series of rods. So what do we got here today, Sid?
This is our Spro Slayer series. It's kind of our first foray into the rods.
Yeah.
It's a high carbon graphite material. It's got, as you can see, the Spro logo, the Spro Slayer logo on here.
It looks sharp.
Yeah, I appreciate it. The cool thing about these are the price point. The price point's a really good price point. You're looking at about $120 rod. It's got the features of much more expensive rods. It's a great value.
Yeah. And how many actions are we looking at?
We're looking at 8 different actions for the spinning and bait casting. So we
ton
kind
of
of hit the
different
we kind of hit the meat and potatoes. We want this to be a rod that anybody can use.
Got your finesse rods, got your jig rods in there.
Absolutely, everything from a 6.6 medium all the way up to a 7.6.
And then, matching up with those reels that we just covered, so they would be a great combo. If you're looking to build up a new combo at a great price point, you pretty much can't beat the Slayer, the Slayer rods with the reels.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And these ones just showed up as well, so you can buy these right now at tacklewarehouse.com. What's up, TW fans? Today we're back with Sid again, and now we got something that's a little bit different from Spro. I mean, you know Spro is, making great frogs and great crankbaits and great swim baits, and now you guys are jumping into an entirely different market. So what do we got here?
Yeah, we've got the Vortex-E reels. We have a spinning reel and a bait casting reel, obviously. We have two different speeds in the bait casting, a 6.6 and a 7.3 to 1. And then the spinning reel, we have 4 different sizes, a 1,000 through a 4,000.
So you're covering a bunch of different ranges.
Yeah, we wanted to give the anglers a affordable option to be able to go out and buy a top quality reel at an affordable price.
And what is your price point on these?
This price point on that, the spinning reel's about $79, the bait casting reel's about $89. So
it's pretty hard to beat. I mean, holding those things in your hand, you're getting a high quality rod. And for us lefty guys, I already have one in my hand. They do make them in lefty, which is not always the case with a lot of reels. So it's nice that you guys are giving us both options, even though you didn't want to hold it in your hand there.
Yeah, I really didn't. It's kind of the wrong hand, but we'll debate that later.
And some of the other, what are the other features that are coming with these reels?
All right, so the other features that come with the reels, you have a wiffle spool, you have a cast control, magnetic cast control on the side, you have the centrifugal brake right here, and then we have a star drag system right there. So it's a very consistent drag. Also, these reels cast extremely well.
Yeah, and one thing I noticed, grabbing the casting reel and the spinning reels, you guys got nice oversized, rubberized knobs on them. So it's something that's easy to grip onto. Looks like, you can have a lot of power with them as well.
Yeah, so our designer actually designed these in-house. We designed our knobs to be a little bit more of like a power fishing type knob in there.
Yeah.
So
it's not a small little finesse knob on there. Even on the spinning rod or spinning reel, you're gonna get a ton of cranking power on them, and they look sharp. I mean, you can't hardly beat the colorways you guys did on them. It's a phenomenal job.
It kind of matches with our logo and everything that we're doing with the Essential Series. So this is kind of our entry level bait casting and spinning reel.
Well, they look great, and best part, they are available to buy now at Tackle Warehouse. They showed up right before we left. We were flying out to the show. We got our shipment of them, so you can buy these right now at tacklewarehouse.com. Okay, and last up from Spro, we got a whole nother rod as well. Now, I mean, we got a sample of this one. It sits in our office. I believe just about everyone in there is fighting over it, who's going to get their hands on it. So we got the new KGB Swimbait rod. Now, tell us about this one, Sid.
All right, so we came out with the KGB Swimbait this year.
Yes.
So the next thing we were like, well, we need a rod to throw this on. So
of course.
Kevin Brightwell from KGB actually designed this rod at a kind of a local manufacturer from him in Arkansas. So we started working on this right after we started making the baits, and this is what came of it. It's actually made in the United States, retails for about $279. And it's a great rod to throw your KGB glide baits on.
Yeah, your big swim baits. And what kind of size we got on this?
We got a 7.9 action, so it'll fit in your rod box.
Yeah,
so
that's nice.
That's important too. And also, it's kind of a versatile rod in that it's a 7.9 heavy, but it's 12 to 20 pounds, so it's got a little tip on it too.
Yeah, we were checking it out in the office. It's definitely a little bit softer than maybe your traditional, like your soft plastic, like your big top hook swim bait rod that's just a meat stick. You're made to really drive those hooks, but you're not really doing that with those KGB,
Absolutely.
the KGB shads.
You nailed it. You're fishing with treble hooks.
Fishing with treble hooks, and not as giant of a bait. It's still a big bait, but they're not, it's not 7 ounces.
No, it's 2.4, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, you don't need a big giant rod, but the action on this thing, it's super dialed for that style of swim bait.
Absolutely, and I think you guys have these in stock.
We do have these in stock. I don't know if we have any KGB Chads in stock, because as soon as we get a batch of those, they fly out the door. I mean, it is impossible to keep those. So if you guys are keeping your eyes out, make sure you get on the email notifications if you want to get your hands on one, because you know just as well as I do how fast those baits are flying out the door. And if you have a KGB Chad and you want the perfect rod to throw it, Spro has got you covered with the KGB Swimbait rod, and it's available to buy now at tacklewarehouse.com. All right, so that's going to wrap up the whole, all the Spro stuff. Sid, thanks you very much for your time. We enjoyed it. Got to see all the new tackle. Make sure to head over to tacklewarehouse.com to see all the new baits from Spro.